we're just gonna hear that angry dog in the background.
It's not even an angry dog. It's like a friendly dog, but I'm surprised you can hear it. That's like literally my neighbor from across the courtyard. This is a good microphone right here.
Oh, shit. So we were on the pre-call just now with the producer, and I was explaining that I was rolling a blunt. I was trying to hurry up and get the shit rolled before we started.
That's all right.
And then they said it was okay. So,
well, you know, this show is airing 2 days after 420. So I feel like it's appropriate. You know, it's our way of celebrating. You know, and you know, it's also Earth Day, and blunts are very Earth Day friendly. I don't know how there's a connection there. I just know all my hippie friends are big potheads. Really, I don't know that. It's from the earth.
I got my hippie cleavage popping today. Look how hippie
like that
outfit is.
I like that.
Pretty fucking hippie.
Yeah, you're pretty much not even wearing clothes at this point. We're gonna get there. Look at that. That's
Holy
amazing.
Shit. Hold on. I better stop moving so much because one of these are new nipples. These are new titties. I got my titties last July, coming up on a year anniversary.
I feel like you should show them, really, like you should get your money's worth. You know, like you got to show them off. You know, you got to use them.
It's risky business because low key, I'm waiting on one. I've already flashed nipple twice. Y'all missed it in the pre-production meeting.
But nah, it's good. So you did. Those are brand new. Those are brand new boobs.
Brand new. I'm figuring it out. I was sitting there the other day on my patio, and I felt it was warm. It was one of those 80-degree, 90-degree days in LA, and I felt some sweat drop off the edge. I was like, "Oh, shit! I got edges on my titties." And then there's like titty sweat was something I could never relate to. So
what's funny about that is that as a fat man, I could totally relate. Know all about titty sweat.
I had no idea. So
I know it's been a year for you now, but I've always been curious. Have you noticed people in the world like sort of treating you differently? Do more people hold the door open? Do you get more free stuff when you go to McDonald's? I mean,
it's hard to say because we are in a pandemic, so I'm not going out as much. I was kind of a hermit prior to the pandemic, so this shit is the business to me. But I do notice guys looking at my chest.
Yeah.
You know, it's the eyes and then down and back to the eyes. And the thing is, prior to having breasts, nobody was looking down at my chest. Like nobody.
It's like, hey,
they would bypass the titties and just go see if I had any ass. And it was like, also a no.
You can look down. Yeah.
It was just all I had was face. That's all I had. And now I got titties. And then I hired a personal trainer who I recently hired and fired, but I bought some weights. I'm trying to get some ass now. Ass before I go out this motherfucker.
I feel like just like
I can hear you giggling, Miss Theresa. Our guest is giggling. It's the cutest thing.
I feel like just like a KFC buffet really would help you get the ass. Honestly, I don't know. You know, going to the gym is the hard way to do it. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I have to do both. I think you have to do both. You have to like go to the gym and then eat lots of stuff.
Crazy barbecue.
Well, I'm gonna try. And if I got the titties and I took some new pictures, and so if I really actually end up with some ass, then I might be an Instagram model.
You're looking good. You're not. You've never looked bad. You know, I've known you for almost 10 years now. You know, you never look bad, but yeah, you're looking good. And good for you.
Thank you.
How's your week?
In what regard?
I don't know. I haven't talked to you in a week.
We're supposed to talk about our. We don't know. We have to come up with a way to set it up.
Well, I was trying to do that. I was trying to make that like a natural transition.
Right.
And now here you are just like pulling down the curtain.
and
here you are, just revealing all our secrets to the world. Yes, so we have to have a segue to go from banter to talk about what we've been up to for the past week. But I thought we could do it more smoothly. But all right, whatever.
Oh, I don't do shit smooth. I'm straightforward about everything I do. I overdo it, right? That's my handle. Hey,
that is.
Did you have some good sex this week, Brian?
I was thinking about that because this was actually my idea that we should talk about our sex lives. I was
the one stuttering.
So I've had, I mean, my obviously the answer is yes. I was thinking about if I had anything like noteworthy, memorable to tell you. I have a kid, so it's there's that restraint. It's not like we can just go at it all the time. Plus, my girlfriend and I have been together for about 6 years, so of course that takes its toll. And but she's doing this very interesting work modeling, and she's doing some erotic content on other websites and stuff, and that has been fueling, adding a little bit of fuel to the fire, so to speak.
It's been a good thing. Yeah,
it is. It's a really good thing. And so I'd say this week has been pretty good. Although nothing unusual to report. No new, not experimenting or anything. But yeah, it's been two people that are in love just doing it.
So you guys, so she goes on her OnlyFans, and then you're her photographer. So she's taking these sexy pictures, she's posing. And by the way, for those that don't know, Dr. Brian King has this hot ginger wife. Like, she's like super hot, super hot. And so she's very sexy, and she has this very beautiful natural body. And so then she poses, and then y'all both get all turned on.
Yeah, it's not something we do for that purpose. It's a nice side effect. It's like, nice. I think the idea is, I've always been a photographer, and then she's always been beautiful. And so you put those two things together. Of course, I'm going to take pictures of her and so forth. But as a nice side effect, photography's never been sexual or very sexual for me before. I've taken plenty of pictures of people, and it's not really been a thing. But I don't know, something about doing this with someone I love that really makes it just hot. Wow. It really adds into it. And so
now I'm getting turned on.
And one thing, and I will tell you just now, right before the show, okay, we shot, we did a photo shoot, and we shot a video. And in that video, we mentioned a couple of different names, right? And so she's like, this is for you, like, say, for hypothetically, obviously it's sexier than this, but she goes, this is for you, Bob, or this is for you, Mike, or this is for you, Joe. And then we put them on OnlyFans, hoping that somebody named Bob, Joe, or Mike would sign up, right? Wow. we want like somebody with that name to sign up, and so she just, like, 10 minutes ago, she's just like, I got a mic, and I'm like, so happy. This is the crazy thing. I'm like so happy and excited that somebody out there named Mike is gonna now get a video of my girlfriend naked saying his name.
Now that's interesting. That's interesting because I think a lot of men would have a problem with that. You got men that are like divorcing their wives over having done the busted challenge. Busted.
Right, but that's because they do it without their consent or knowledge or even participation. Like if she was off doing stuff that didn't involve me, or she wasn't sharing with me or whatever, it'd be a different dynamic.
Right. But because
it's something we're doing together, and it's something that we're creating together, and we're partners in, and that's where I always tell people with any relationship, you got to be open and just and share with your partner. It's like, something you want to do, something you want to try, bring it up with them, let them know. And so she, I'm a photographer. I wanted to take pictures of her. She's like, she got into modeling. She likes modeling. She's like, hey, what about if I do this? I'm like, it's a good idea. And now here I am getting excited about some dude named Mike getting a video that I made. You see what I'm saying?
Y'all freaks.
And but here's the thing. I asked her, I was like, hey, so how many mics have seen this video so far? And she's like, 3. so 3 guys named Mike just got like their mind blown. They're like, oh my gosh, she said my name, And then there's other names that she said. And so when and if people with those names, like, sign up for her OnlyFans, then they'll get this special treat. And it's just kind of cool. It's cool knowing that we made somebody's day out there in the world. You know what I mean?
You ever get in there with her?
No. And one thing, there's two reasons why. One is that a lot of my followers know me from certain types of work. And it's very off-brand from like that type of work that I do. Not that it matters that much, but that is one reason. The other reason is, I'm just not as attractive as her naked. The bottom line.
You're right. Never mind.
Thank you. Thank you. And if I had a physique that was more complimentary, because I don't want to distract people. Like if they're watching her, I don't want them going like, "Oh, what's with the big white man ass?" You know what I mean? I don't want that. So
I think you guys are dope. You guys are hippies, totally freak your joys, and I just love you. Yeah, I might.
How about you? How's your week been?
Sexually, because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, because this is we talk the sex show. We talk about
the last time you asked me that, I remember I was trying to Bill Clinton my way out of it. I had some decent sexual encounters. This is my guy, the guy that I see. We have a limited repertoire. I mean, we go everywhere, but there's it's limited. Yeah, for safety, for certain reasons.
Yeah.
Emotionality reasons. And I had an okay encounter this week, but it was we couldn't mesh schedules because I got really busy, and so did he. So I did a lot of masturbating.
Yeah.
That's how I I compensate for that.
So if you were to sign up for our OnlyFans, I could get Sarah to shout out Sam. No, I'm kidding.
I want to check you guys out. I have never seen OnlyFans. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. But I will say, so it's not, masturbation is downplayed too much. Like you can have a wonderful sex life with yourself,
Oh yeah.
Too many. Yeah, and I think
I masturbate an awful lot, and I flirt with like every guy that I know, and it feels like I'm in one relationship.
Yeah.
All the masturbating and flirting equals to one relationship.
Yeah. But I really do think that like don't downplay masturbation. You can't be like, oh, it's good to know your body. It's good to know yourself, and even it's good to just have regular orgasms. I mean that's healthy. And
physiologically.
And so if nobody else is around, just do it. I have a live-in partner. We sleep in the same bed. We're together all the time. I still masturbate quite a bit. So does she. It's like it's masturbation is part of staying healthy. Even if you have a regular partner. I think there's a lot of stigma associated with masturbation in that it's something that you only do when you're lonely, when you're depressed, when there's nobody around. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. And no, it's perfectly healthy.
Yeah. So, I used to have guilt. I was like an uber Christian at one point in my like late 20s, and I used to have masturbation guilt. And now I have none at all. In fact, I'll be like, hey kids, mom's gonna go take a nap. When I come back, the living room better be clean. And I just go jerk off and sleep maybe I sleep. If it's a good one, I'll maybe go to sleep for 2 to 3 minutes and come back. Yeah. So in the background, we've been hearing giggles.
Yeah,
we have an audience. It sounds like we have an audience.
Yeah, well, I think that's our guest. Is that where we're going?
Yes, that's where we're going. I wanted to do a show topic about sex workers, and I had a very interesting guest I had lined up who disappeared on me. We had a transsexual prostitute, a trans woman. And so I'm going to reach her back to see if we can get her back. But you came in and you pulled one out of your ass for us, Dr. Brian King.
I wish that was where I kept her.
If only she could fit up there.
You know, I bet you. I mean, she might be game to try. I don't know.
We can dream, can't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Put that shit on OnlyFans. Y'all make a
That's
ton of. Y'all make a grip of dough.
That's right. No, yeah. So we got the lovely Miss Theresa joining us on tonight's show to talk about sex workers and being a sex worker and what's that all about. So,
and what's so special about Miss Theresa?
Yeah, Miss Theresa. Well, she's amazing. She's super cool. She's I met her maybe about 8 years ago or so doing a gig in Ohio, and I don't know if she even remembers how we originally met, but we met a long time ago. I got booked. You know, I'm a comedian, but I also have a lot of respect and interest in the burlesque community. And I was brought on to a burlesque show in Ohio. I think I was hosting it, maybe, or did a second. Yeah, I was hosting it. And so Miss Theresa is one of the performers. And we got to know each other that night. Over the years, we've gotten to know each other better. We've met up in various places across the country as we both have a sort of a nomadic lifestyle. Mine, which came to an end with the pandemic. But Miss Theresa actually lives and travels out of an RV, doing burlesque shows and all kinds of stuff. And she, in addition to being a burlesque performer, you know, the reason why she's on tonight's show is because she's also been a professional dominatrix for a very long time.
Let me just stop you. And let's just say of you know, these dreams that you have, like white picket fence and that kind of thing. I wish that I could feel confident enough to say that I could be a dominatrix, because sexually with me, I like to take charge. I like to flip it. I like to flip the script. I like to be in charge and I like to be submissive. And let me just tell you, being submissive to a man who knows how to give orders is like a whole different fucking heavenly experience. And I have mad respect for people that really know how to be. It's a confidence thing. And you have to have the confidence to be able to take charge and be the director, and then take somebody to that place, that submissive place, that sweet spot. So without further ado, give a warm welcome for Miss Theresa, dominatrix veteran, Miss Theresa. Hey.
Hey, unfortunately, my screen is frozen, so I can hear all you guys, but I can't see anything. So,
well, we can see you.
Yeah. Cool, perfect. That's all that matters.
And hear you.
Okay,
hey,
good.
So tell us, give us who are you in about 30 seconds, right? Where are you from? How did you start the business? And tell us about Dominatrix.
Okay. I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio. Ha! Woo! Big, huge place. About an hour from Columbus, Ohio. But I've been a resident of Colorado for, I don't know, maybe 5 or more years now. And I used to be mobile, but like you, when COVID hit, I had to just kind of hunker down. There's no work. There's no way to travel. But I still live in a motorhome. And how I got started being a dominatrix, I'll try to be brief. When I was like 15, I had a girl who ended up being my girlfriend give me the story of O to read. And it's a classic French novel that's about a woman who submits to her lover, and he turns her over to other people as slaves.
So you read this book, and how old were you when you read this book?
That 15. Sounds like 50 Shades of Grey to me. I don't know.
It was way, oh God, it's written in the 50s, and it's so much better than 50 Shades of anything. Right.
And you were how old when you read it? Holy
15.
Shit.
Was that Story of O? Was that book?
The Story of O, you're correct. Okay. Yep. Yeah. And so she and I
trajectory. Yeah.
Yeah, that was her flirting with me, and we became girlfriends, and she was a masochist and I was naturally dominant, and we just started playing games when we were together. And then professionally, I didn't start till I was like 21. And oddly enough,
what initiated that? Like, what went from the 15-year-old playing games with your girlfriend to I'm going to do this for money?
I had actually gone to a seminar that a German woman who's now passed away, who was very famous, who was from New York, was giving. And she actually wanted me to come to New York City and apprentice with her when I was 18. This happened. but my parents weren't really into that idea, so I passed on that. Otherwise, I would have been a dominatrix at 18 in New York City, and a nightmare probably of a person to deal with. So I'm glad that didn't happen. But at 21, a couple years later, another girl from school who I had given the story of O2 when I got done reading it ended up being a professional dominatrix. And she was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and called me out of the blue and asked me to come apprentice with her. And so that's how I started being a pro dom, was working with a good friend from school. It was great. It was fun.
And the first time you did it, were you nervous?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's even still, I mean, I haven't done a session in person in more than 7 years, because I kind of semi-retired for a while to do burlesque. But every time, no matter how many years later, every time I deal with a session, particularly a new person, it's very nerve-wracking. Yeah. Just because you don't know if it's the man, if it's the law. But once I get it, but once I get into it, once I trust a person, it's usually, I just have fun. I just go as soon as I see them. You know what I mean? It's a different part of my personality that takes over and performs and is a dom. And then I have Michelle. There's two different people in my head.
Oh, wow. So tell me about that. Tell me about these two different people. There's Michelle, and who else?
Miss Theresa, or whoever the pro dom entity was, because I've changed my names over the years because I've had near brushes with the law.
I see. I was going to say,
there's nothing. There's nothing really, like, there's nothing illegal about being a dominatrix, right?
You know what though? It's in the gray area of obscenity laws in almost every state on purpose, and the laws have not been rewritten since the 50s on purpose. That's because if the local people who are trying to get elected want to clean up house, they can go make a show and go around all the sex workers, and we are considered sex workers, even though I didn't have sex with clients.
Right. So. I was just going to say, let's clarify what we're talking about here. So dominatrix basically just means that you're taking over someone sexually. You're just taking charge of the sexual experience, and then you may or may not have sex. Dominatrix within itself is not sex.
Right. And some pro doms do have sex with their clients, but I was one who didn't, because that wasn't, they were slaves to me, and that was not appetizing for me to think of. In my personal life, I like a partner who's as strong or stronger than me. So early on, when I started to work, so
that you can switch it up.
No, it's just a personal preference. I mean, I'm a Capricorn, so I like a strong partner naturally, but I do.
Give it up, Capricorns.
We're weird. We're weird.
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're all Capricorns.
That makes a lot of sense.
I am not surprised.
That makes a lot of sense. We're all moms and sex freaks, apparently.
It makes so much more sense now.
Okay.
But no,
this is a yummy story.
But with clients, it was always sexual and a turn on for me, as long as they were having fun. My job is to be the ideal image in their head of this powerful woman, this fantasy woman.
Right.
And I try to pick their brains and figure out what that is. And if I can do it, I love doing that and making people happy. And the energy, I'm very empathic. So as they're excited and get turned on, I feel that, and it makes it better. If that
I can relate to that. I can relate to that, because even when I'm, with my sex partner, I want to be the fantasy. Like, I'm working hard to be as sexy as I can. I think that's what women, there's a piece of that everywhere. I think
that's why you got boobs.
And costumes and lingerie and all the things.
For the record, since you brought up my boobs, I got these boobs to fix a problem. My titties were broken because I breastfed 2 hungry ass babies. Oh my God, my titties changed shape when I would move my arms, and my kids would laugh at me.
Terrible.
So
no, it's painful. It's painful.
My titties look beautiful, and trust me, before there was a fucking horror show happening.
Oh no! I'm glad you could do that.
I have to ask you, Miss Theresa. Because I ask this of every pro dom, or just dom, professional or amateur. Otherwise, every dom I ever meet, I always ask this. I know you've probably had all kinds of different requests, people that want you to do different things to them and so forth. Has any request ever pushed you to your limit? And what might be the strangest request you've ever had?
Oh yeah. Lots of requests have I've said no to. I used to turn away a fair amount of clients because I was very selective and I only did stuff that I knew I would have fun doing, because I'm genuine when I interact with people. The most extreme one was fairly early on in my days of advertising as a solo dom, like in my early 20s. And if I remember correctly, it's very terrible. I don't know how much of it I should say. You might want to be scared. All right. I think it was a German fellow called me because I would advertise in print magazines and a few directories for dominas online. That was it. And so I would take cold calls from strange men all over the world, and have to decide in a matter of seconds, what's going on. Are they telling me the truth? Are they a little crazy to where they need some other professional help? And I should treat them with kid gloves. And this guy was one of those.
Oh my God.
So he had asked if I would be able or willing to have a dog in a session and make him service the dog sexually. I said, God, I said for so many reasons. For so many reasons, I said to him,
ask that question.
It was just terrible. As soon as I got off the phone,
hang up or
no, because then I could potentially have a stalker, because some people, when you tell them no, they would get real hostile and call you a bitch and blah, blah, blah. And then they call you at 3 or 4 a.m. For days or years. So basically I knew to treat him gently and respectfully, but I suggested that I wasn't really the right kind of professional for him because, for one, that was not something I would ever do, and that it wasn't legal.
Wow.
First is what I said, and then I'm like, and then anyway, that's not something
what a way
that I
to
would.
Be diplomatic.
So two things. I'm really.
I referred him gently to call like a therapist of some kind, like a psychologist at least.
So I really regret asking you that question.
I know you would. I knew you would.
Wait, we're not.
I'm also really happy that you said no.
Oh gosh, no. I mean, there's. I just wonder how many people he used to call, and then there's always, you have to wonder in the back of your mind, because a lot of people,
why is it always the Germans? Why is it always the Germans?
Okay.
See, I'm half German and Polish, and then I've got Czechoslovakian, so I've got like the oppressor and the oppressed inside me. It's funny. I understand these things.
So, do you speak German?
I don't speak German though. No,
not even because
No, I don't really, other than Scheiße, which I use all the time instead of shit. Yeah, I just like the way it rolls off the tongue, but no, I don't speak German.
That's usually my my what's the word? What's the safe word?
It depended. Unless it was something specific where somebody didn't like it, I used to use the stoplight system, because no one in the heat of the moment forgets. Like, if everything's fine, green, if I'm unsure where you are, I would ask, how are you doing? You'd say green, go ahead, keep going. Yellow means slow down or lighten up, and then red would be stop. Yeah, just like a stoplight. Yep. Because
really good, really good idea.
So
because nobody forgets. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I think a part of Brian's question was like, well, what's the crazy? Can you tell us the craziest thing you said yes to?
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
And it was something that I didn't really have good luck following through on, because it was so unladylike. Okay. This is so funny. It was so unexpected. And the guy was great. I did a session and I was going to do 2 with him, but I only did the first one because I couldn't do the big thing he wanted. But I was able to please him most of the way. And he was a trucker that was traveling through Columbus, Ohio. And he really loved it when women would fart on him. And I just couldn't. I tried, and I was too much of a lady. I could not do it.
It's just, that's the kind of thing you have to prepare for like a day in advance with what you eat.
We're gonna eat some ice cream and
something bad. Yeah. But I couldn't do it.
Lima beans.
Which I'm okay with not being able to do it. And he was happy. He thanked me and he had fun.
It's nice to know. It's nice to know that guys aren't the only ones that can't perform under pressure sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. We all have it. Just depends on the issue. Yeah, it was so funny. And he really wanted me to try it. And I really told him initially, I don't think I can. He's like, but I really want to serve you and I want to see you. And he was so happy with everything else. So he didn't leave unhappy, but I didn't want to disappoint him again. So
well, good for you. And at least you tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
And I'm assuming you didn't shit yourself while you were trying.
No, I did not. That would have been a very unfortunate.
Yeah,
how many minutes do you try to
if he's into that part, you know, some people
you
are
know,
into that.
only a couple, because I was multitasking. I'm pretty sure I was multitasking and like, you know, using a crop on him or something at the same time.
Oh man!
Maybe some women would have cheated.
Glamorous life of a dominatrix, but you know, but the thing. So here's the thing. I mean, we're laughing and having fun, but I want people to understand. Like, there's like people out there, a lot of dudes, but people of both, you know, of any gender or whatever, however they identify, who have desires that just go unmet. Because they're just not typical, you know.
A lot. And that's what I specialized in, is being there for people who couldn't share with their partner or didn't have one.
Right, and so for that matter, I mean, whether you know, it's a really valuable service.
Yeah, I agree.
To have somebody who's willing to say yes, I will do that for you. You know what I mean? Because honestly, imagine if nobody would say yes to having sex with you. You know, I mean, that's a whole. Imagine going through that life.
It's so depressing and sad.
That's the way you want it.
That's hard to imagine. Well, it's hard to imagine, you know, going through life without anybody ever saying yes to sex, you know.
Right.
But we can imagine how terrible that would be. And so imagine if your thing was, I really want somebody to fart on me. You know what I mean? Like,
and then you couldn't find
I mean, it's funny, but I totally did it because I have such empathy. Yeah, that's why I did it for this guy. I tried to, because I have such empathy for people, and I want to alleviate that sadness if I can and help.
And see,
I want them to be happy, but I couldn't fart my way to his happapiness.
You know, and as a psychologist who's also very concerned about people's mental health, and I honestly, you know, there are some issues that go along with, you know, like a desire to do certain things. But provided that, you know, what you want is not putting you in a danger, putting someone else in danger, or some animal that can't consent, like the dog thing, you know, provided that you're not endangering anybody, provided you're not endangering anybody, it's better for you, for your own mental health, to be able to live out those fantasies. And so I have a great deal of respect for sex workers, because you're doing a job that is against the norm, carries a lot of stigma, in some places considered illegal, and you're really putting your neck out there just to help people, you know. And ultimately that's really what you're doing, is helping people, and I appreciate that, you know.
And you know what?
And that's go ahead.
Not to mention, Brian, shout out to Miss Theresa for providing this amazing service, but also shout out to the men that have courage to hire her, because a lot of the reasons, you know, there's a lot of reasons why people are suppress themselves sexually or find themselves suppressed, and one is that they can't find anybody to do what they like, and then two is just, I guess, let's blame it on the culture. They're afraid. They feel a stigma. They feel ashamed.
Well, another thing I like to point out is how many crimes in this country, and any country really, but particularly the United States, because that's where we live, how many crimes are committed, violent crimes are committed by sexually repressed people?
I'd like to know stats on that.
There's a lot, actually. I mean, and not just crimes against other people, crimes against themselves, suicide, so forth. We honestly, sex work is very important work. when it comes down.
It is.
I agree.
So I applaud you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here with us, to sharing with us. But I just like to throw that out there.
Happy to be here.
Do you know how mad?
Happy to be here.
Would be like how mad dudes would be in a fucking hot mess if all of a sudden sex workers just went away. Like for a 24 fucking hour period.
Yeah, even a day.
Hurt all over the planet.
The NBA would be canceled.
Yeah.
So stop the judgment, you guys. Y'all love it.
Yeah.
Guys love it.
So, well, we this whole show, of course, is about topics and sexuality, but honestly, like, this is one topic that I feel very strongly about. Decriminalization, destigmatization. I mean, honestly, it's like it's a very important issue.
It would be so nice to be able to work and not have to worry about being on the shady side of the law, and you could be at risk at any time. Yeah. That's exactly why I changed names 3 times professionally during the 25 years I worked, because I had a couple of narrow misses where I almost went to prison because I smoked weed and I was a dom. Those 2 things together would land you in prison. So.
Wow.
Well, at least one of those things is starting to become more accepted.
Yeah. I love Colorado.
The listeners can't see this.
As Sam is demonstrating.
Oh, yeah. Here, I have mine too. Woo, I'll smoke with you remotely, Sam.
Hey, Miss Theresa, you are the shit. And wow, what a fun conversation we had.
You 2 are awesome. I love you too. Woo.
I think you might. I think, Sam, you might want to connect with her afterwards and get some tips on how to become a dom.
I
see that in your future.
That's the missing link.
That's right. What can we plug? What can we plug to finish out this?
Well, as you know, Brian, I'm on OnlyFans, so that's the main thing. I have a Patreon page, of course, but I like OnlyFans because more people are there and they interact and they speak up. Yeah. I just started to put some.
Actually, I think I encouraged you to get on.
Yeah, you did. You're the one who said just do it, and I'm like, fine.
Well, good for you.
So I've only been doing it a couple months. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Go ahead. You've been doing it a couple months, but are you visiting clients right now? What are you doing for the pandemic? Is that, how can we?
No, I don't have any way to do anything. I am working on getting a mobile dungeon together. That's like a 2-year goal.
Very interesting.
So I could drive around the country and have destination sessions is my idea.
Wow.
So, but for now, people can do things remotely with me. I love doing live webcam sessions and play with people. So.
Well, there she is, guys. Onlyfans.com, Theresa. Oh, there it is on the screen. MTHERESAO. And we appreciate you being with us, Miss Theresa.
Thanks for having me. It's been so much fun.
Definitely
so much fun, guys. Thank you.
I want to know what it is you do. I'm trying to get some of that.
Yeah, I'll talk to you anytime, my fine friend. Yes, anytime.
All right. Thanks for joining
guys.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Miss Theresa.
Pretty cool, huh?
Brian, you really pulled that off. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. My years of traveling and my own tendency to interact with certain types of people, I think I could probably pull a couple guests out of
a few more of those. You got a few. I love it. Well, listen, you've been watching and listening to the King-Abrams show. If you missed the live YouTube stream every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, Thursdays, then you can catch us. What the fuck? I don't even know what I just said. I hope
That's
I got
all right.
That
was a big blunt you rolled. I can get that.
If you missed the live feed, then you can listen to us anywhere podcasts are available.
That's right. Thank you for listening and watching.
Yeah. And this has been the King-Abrams show. Oh, we forgot to plug our books. The producer was trying to give us. I knew I was forgetting something.
That's all right.
Dr. King and I wrote a book. Dr. King wrote a book called The Art of Taking It Easy. Tell us about it.
The Art of Taking It Easy. It's a book about how to manage stress, and it has nothing to do with pro-doming. But if that's how you manage stress, then more power to it. That's right. The Art of Taking It Easy. It's available everywhere. It's been actually having a quite an amazing run the past couple of weeks, and it's been doing well.
All right, and I also wrote a book called The Complete Player, which is a very hilariously entertaining hilariously entertaining take on what the brain says, or what the brain does rather, while you're having sex, while you're falling in love and being addicted. So yeah, let's do a shot
who's
of
your cover model? Who's your cover model for that photo? Just by the way.
So you just trying to be funny.
That's Sam, everybody. That's a freak.
Yeah. And you know, the funny thing was, my friend goes, well, you didn't even put the titties on there. I'm like, damn, you know, you're right.
Well, yeah, the titties are in the. You got to buy the book to get the titties. It's the only book.
It takes?
It's the only science book that comes with a centerfold. You know.
Oh, maybe that's a good idea. I should add that.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but it's a really good book. It's a really good book. Everybody should buy it. I think you got a quote from me on the back of that, right?
Yeah, you helped me write that book because you vetted some of the scientific theory that I talked about, and certainly some of the scientific data. And so I am eternally grateful to you for that. And so, yeah, you can find my book. You can get the paperback or the ebook on Amazon.com, or you can certainly email me for a signed copy at a higher rate than you'll find online. Hey, this has been the King-Abrams Show. We out.
Bye-bye.